what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mix It Up podcast. I am Mike. That is nobody. Nobody is with me on this episode. Nick is taking I guess a sabbatical, if you will. He's taking some time off. He's trying to be one of the 20 cats in the new Cats on Broadway that's coming out. No, shout out to Nick. He's actually practicing along with his girlfriend. They're gonna be performing in a couple weeks that me, Crazy Chris, and Malarsic is gonna go watch. It's like upstate New York. Check it out, Choices. You might want to go see it. Meet up with us, hang out. We'll sign some autographs for you. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go check it out, hit us up, and we'll definitely find you a way to get you tickets, or we'll just we'll scalp them. We'll scalp. There'll be scalpers outside up in Chappaqua in upstate New York. So shout out to them. But I'm gonna roll this fucking podcast solo. Gonna bring you some topics, some other crap that's going on in the world. It's never anything good, man. It's always fucking shit. But you know what? We got to make this shit funny. So that's what we try to do. We try to educate and make it funny on this podcast. So this is gonna be the Happy Halloween podcast. We're gonna keep it happy, man. Who am I kidding? We can't keep it happy. You see this crazy stuff that's going on. You can't be anything you want for Halloween anymore. You can't be gay Hitler if you want to be gay Hitler. You can't be that. It'll be frowned upon. You can't be fat bastard from the mini me movies, Austin Power movies. You can't be that anymore because you're offending the fat people. So you you can't be anything. You really just can't. So now, like I was looking up before, and they have articles coming out. I don't know who makes these articles. I don't know if it's the cancel culture babies, but they're trying to cancel Halloween, man. So basically, they're telling you what you can't dress up as. All right. So they have a list. No joke. This is true. There's a list of like 15 offensive Halloween costumes that shouldn't exist, let alone you can't wear them. They literally state the title. It should not exist, which is just it's fucking fascinating, man. So the first one is a Holocaust victim. I'm like, listen, if you're a little kid and you're dressing up as a Holocaust victim, you have racist parents. Okay, there's no ifs ands or buts about that. But they're saying like one of them was like Anne Frank. So like if there's kids that they're looking up to Anne Frank, as little girls, which some do, and wouldn't you want to dress up as Anne Frank? It's not like you're fucking saying, oh, you're I don't know. You're not saying anything bad about the fucking victims and the Holocaust by dressing up that way. Another one is transphobic costumes. You know how you dress up like as Mrs. Doubtfire or whatever. I guess you can't dress up as Mrs. Doubtfire anymore. Maybe you're a big fan of the movie. Maybe you love fucking who's the fucking guy that is in that Robin Williams. Like maybe you're such a big fan that you all you want to do is dress up as Mrs. Doubtfire every day and like bake cookies. And you can't do that anymore. Then the COVID pandemic, right? You can't dress up as like a little monster, little fucking germ. You can't dress up as that. All right, that's off limits. Anything body shaming is out of the question. Like I think there was a friend of mine. He was at Dan Abrams. He was down in New York City, with his kid, with his ex-wife, wife, whatever. And they bring the kid around. He was dressed up as like a little sumo guy, a little blow up sumo costume. Fucking like 8, 10 years old. And some woman approached them saying it was not only offensive to the sumos, this is true, not only offensive to the sumos, but you're fat shaming people. So my man loves, so this little kid, 8 years old, my man loves fucking sumo so much. He's probably watching like YouTube videos of sumos going at it. He thinks it's fucking great, hilarious. He wants to dress up as a sumo guy. And then this fucking woman just fucking tries to shame him. Like, who are these people, these cancel culture babies? Are they people that just like probably got like participation trophies growing up? You know what I mean? They were those kind of losers. Like, let me tell you something. Back in the day, like if I was playing a sport, if I was playing a game of basketball and I was very good at basketball, I loved fucking playing in grade school He had great fucking teammates that are friends with for life. Shout out Ant, Pugs, Joe. I've had a lot of Gogi. It was a good squad, man. And I tell you, man, it's all about winning and losing. I could never, if somebody tried to give me a trophy saying, "Hey, you were here," you know what I mean, like a participation trophy, I'm like, "Yo, keep that shit." I do. That's embarrassing to take home. So these cancel culture people, they probably just have millions of trophies saying that they just went. You know what I'm saying? Their rooms are filled. Like, look what I got. I got this when I went to go to field day. This is when I went to go to the book club. You know what I mean? Like I was there. It just shows you there. You didn't win shit. You're a loser because if you're getting a participation trophy, you're a loser. You didn't win dick. You know what I mean? You should be ashamed of yourself. But that's where we come. That's how far we fucking grown as a society. We gotta let these people dictate all this fucking crap. So continue with the whole list I was on, the Halloween costumes. Sorry to go off topic there. Cultural stereotypes, you can't have that. Any kind of fucking thing. You know what I mean? Terrorists, you can't dress up as Bin Laden. Any This is crazy. Any deceased celebrities, okay? But that are zombie versions of deceased celebrities. So basically, you could dress up as Michael Jackson, but you can't put on gray face. You can put on white face to look like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? You can put on that. That's fine. But you can't make him look like a zombie because that's offensive to the dead celebrities or whatever. So I guess if you're walking around like Queen Elizabeth, but as Queen Elizabeth zombie, that's offensive. So you could go as just a regular zombie, or you could just go as like a celebrity, but you can't mix them up because that's just fucking crazy. Like how is this real? How is this fucking real, man? It's fucking crazy. What the fuck? All right. Any an eating disorder, that's another one. So you can't go as like anorexia. That's a pretty funny name. Anorexia is their last name. So you can't go as that. And this is actually one I agree with. Animal cruelty. This is a guy with his shirt, like he looks like a doctor, like a white t-shirt, blood all over it, or red markings all over it, with a lion's head in his hand. So listen, I could get behind that one. Okay, I don't want to see. I hate those videos. Like when you see the videos of like people hunting like lions or elephants. I'm like, first off, elephants, you 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 must be horrible at hunting if you can't like just show up and kill an elephant. Elephants are not gonna like run. They're fucking slow. They're fucking elephants. You could just fucking show up and just blast them in the fucking trunk and take them out right there. So if you're terrible at that, like I don't know why they consider that a fucking sport. It's fucking beyond me. It's just straight up murder. You're murdering fucking animals. Like I feel bad about eating fucking chicken now. Sometimes I see a video like I don't know, like a fucking chicken. You know how you see like watching TV of like I don't know, fucking hoarders or whatever, and you look at this fucking woman's backyard. She got like fucking 85 dogs, 10 sheep, a million cats, fucking, and then all of a sudden you see a bunch of chickens, and then I'm starting to think of like I eat fucking like grilled chicken a lot, and these things are just fucking walking around like fucking pecking and shit. Like I eat that shit. That's fucking crazy to me. But I still love this fucking shit. I'm not gonna stop. But I'm talking about the main like fucking animals out there, like you don't fucking kill lions and fucking deer. I could see, but how could you want to fucking kill and eat a deer? Like they look fucking harmless. And then you know, all these other fucking like high class animals. I mean, there's fucking people like in Africa, they go fucking after like monkeys and shit. They go after fucking like gorillas. Like you kill fucking gorillas. Like what? They're our closest fucking species, and we fucking go and kill them. It's fucked up, man. Really fucked up. But anyway, there's another one on this fucking Halloween costume that you can't go, and it's blackface. Anything involving blackface. Okay, like listen, I went as Dennis Rodman back in the day, not too long ago. It was probably like, I don't know, 10, 15. I don't know when the fuck was it. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. So I went as Dennis Rodman. I had the fucking mask. I'm a white person, but I love Dennis Rodman. That dude was fucking insane. My man was traveling all over the fucking world, talking with political leaders And the political leaders are like, "What are you doing here, Dennis Rodman? Like, we did not even ask you to come, and you just fucking showing up, hanging out." I'm like, these political leaders were probably like, "Yo, it's fucking Dennis Rodman. Like, what am I not gonna let Dennis Rodman in?" This dude was like, he was after some incredible women too back in the day. I mean, he was dressing up. I mean, one time Dennis Rodman dressed up in a wedding outfit, like a wedding outfit. Like it was like a wedding dress, like a woman like would wear a fucking wedding dress, and he dressed up as it, and he was still fucking getting with Carmen Electra. I'm like, how do you do that? If I fucking went out as a dressed up in a wedding fucking dress, like there's just no way you're picking up like anything after that. Like Carmen Electra, man, she was like fucking top notch back in the day. So God bless ramen. But anyway, I went that. That was my blackface. But I wasn't like going around being racist. You know what I'm saying? Like it was fucking Dennis Rodman. He was fucking cool. So I wanted to go out as Dennis Rodman. Like he was fucking funny to me. And then nowadays, God forbid you fucking kid. Imagine I went out at Dennis Rodman this past Halloween, and then I take the mask off, and then everybody's horrified because I'm white on the inside. That would just be there'll be somebody filming it. There's no fucking doubt about it. No fucking doubt about it. And that's what I'm gonna bring to my next topic leading into it is because during Halloween, this viral video came out. Um, I think it's based in Salt Lake City, Utah. So it's fucking Utah, fucking white kids. And if you ever been to Utah or ever seen NBA basketball games being played in Utah, a lot of those people, man, they say some racist shit. So this story is crazy, man. This in Utah, like this bunch of teenagers in high school, and they were dressed up as cops and robbers, pretty much. But the cops were like, they're all white kids, and but the the robbers were dressed up in blackface. They had blackface on, so and they had the robbers outfits, the stripes or whatever, like they were in jail. So all of a sudden, this woman just starts like filming them, like she's trying to cancel culture them. So like, listen, I get it was in fucking terrible taste, borderline racist. I mean, nowadays you can't just fucking do that, especially like in our climate right now when cops are getting fucking blamed on the news for fucking killing black people when it's just not even like, you know, not even true. They make it out to be like so fucking thinking like it's happening every day. I'm like, there's always reasons for everything. There's not gonna be some dude that's just gonna just go kill a person just for doing it. I'm sure there is. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's a lot of scumbags out there, but we're living in the real world. Real world has a lot of scumbags in it. And sometimes these scumbags we can't give the fucking power to because we don't want to make the scumbags look like a whole job, a whole class of people is bad when it really isn't. Just like when we have racist people in the world where they just look at a black dude or they look at a white dude and they just hate them based on their skin color when you don't even know the fucking person. You know what I mean? It puts a bad cloud on certain people. But these fucking idiots, these little stupid kids, you can't fucking do that nowadays. So this fucking woman's recording them, putting them on blast so she could put it on social media saying, these kids dressed up as blackface in this time, and we're gonna call the school. They gave out the school's number, the high school's number, call, have them suspended. They're putting out these kids' names, they're putting out these kids' social media accounts. Like, these people are fucking ruthless. And listen, you might not agree with what they did, but to take it to that level, like it was just like I don't know who I would be more mad at. These kids for being stupid, for being kids, for being, on they're not like living in the real world. They're kind of clueless. They just see on the news. They thought it'd be funny to do that kind of shit. Like, I don't know if like these kids are fucking racist or not, but and like I said, it is fucking Utah, so you never know. They're all banging each other's cousins. They're all fucking related and shit over in fucking Utah. But anyway, I mean that's what happened. This fucking woman filmed it. They started putting on fucking blast. It's all over fucking social media. So I kind of hate the woman that actually filmed the fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely kind of pissed about that. I don't know. Maybe just fuck everybody that's involved in this whole situation. maybe even they're just fucking actors and they're just fucking acting this out to cause fucking more division in this country. Who the fuck knows? But that's where we're at with that. So told you it was gonna be a happy podcast. So happy Halloween. So now I guess we'll go into some more topics. I don't know if you guys heard about this since the war's been going on with Ukraine and Russia. Since that fucking shit started, there's a number going around here. There's actually like about 17 to 20 Russian businessmen that died mysteriously. And I'm putting that in air quotes. Um yeah, it's pretty wild. All under mysterious circumstances, right? Um they said one businessman just fell out of a six fucking story window. I don't know the last time you fell out a window, but you know what I mean? I like who's falling out a window? You can't just fall out a window. You know what I'm saying? Somebody fucking pushed your ass out the fucking window. Then there was another one. There was another one where the fucking they said the dude they said one of this Russian businessmen, he fucking killed his entire family, shot him, stabbed him, right? All that. And then he hanged himself. That's what they said. But when they seen his body when he hung himself, he had no fucking marks on him, no blood, no nothing. There was no evidence he did anything like this to his family. So obviously, it's got to be Putin. You know what I'm saying? Because all these fucking people, you know what they have in common? These Russian businessmen, they said they shouldn't be invading Ukraine. Basically, they were almost denouncing Putin in a way. And once they did that, because they don't agree with the war, then all of a sudden this dude just put the hit out. And they're taking these guys fucking left and right. I mean, 17, 18, 19, 20 fucking Russian businessmen that don't agree with Putin just don't mysteriously die. Like one guy fell off a boat. Yeah, okay. Another one had like he went to go see a holistic doctor for his severe hangover, or he had like a little bit of a hangover symptoms, but instead he ended up with heart failure. There's so much more links and the names of people that have just like either I mean they call it all accidents or suicides, which is just like all right, like one you think would be enough, but like all the others, like it just man, it just doesn't make any sense, man, with all these people fucking going. So I mean, stop labeling it like mysterious. Everybody knows. Just fucking say it how it is. Say Putin's for fucking taking him out like a fucking hitman. That's exactly what he's doing. Like, why are you so scared to say it? Like 17, 18, 19 people, man, they just don't just die mysteriously when they're all connected and they have different views as that Russian piece of shit, Putin. Terrible, man. Fucking terrible. I just wish more people had common sense. Just say it how it is. Say what he's doing. What he's doing is wrong. But yeah, what are you gonna do, man? It's a happy episode, so I'm trying to see keep some good news going here. So we did the Halloween stuff. We did that. All right. Another happy story. Rikers Island. You know the place. If you're in New York, Rikers is a detention center, jail, prison. Hardcore people go there. It's on an island in New York. If you're in there, you did something pretty shitty. You know what I'm saying? You were a pretty terrible person if you ended up in Rikers. You're not just like a petty thief. You're pretty much a murderer, gangster, rapist, hardcore drug dealer. You name it. If you're like that kind of class criminal, you're that kind of piece of shit, like you end up in here. And you don't want to end up in here, especially if you don't want to die. Because in 2022, this year, we had 22 people die in that prison already. Once again, A lot of them suicides. Most of them fights in the jail, and some, some overdoses because they get drugs in prison. And you would think, oh, Mike, you're like, how do they get drugs in prison? Like they're locked up. Like, well, sometimes they get drugs delivered through the mail. Sometimes when you have visits, they'll sneak it in that way. Other times it's people that work there, and probably most of the time that work there in Rikers that are affiliated with, especially some of the gangs up in New York, man. Like they got connections. You know what I'm saying? Like they got connections, so they could get that shit in there, and they're doing their thing. And it's a game too in there because the people that work there are getting that fucking drug game in there. They're making fucking bank too. They're probably making more money doing that, and then they probably make like working there. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, people got to do what they got to do in this world to make a little extra on the side. Some people have gambling. Some people's working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. So it is, man. That's what it is here. Investigators were looking into whether people did commit suicide in the prison, but it looks like, I mean, they're saying they tied up bed sheets, and I mean, I don't know. Now they're saying it's the state would have to take over. Like a judge would say, the state would have to come and take over the prison because the way it's running right now, it's running pretty shitty. So that's it for that one for Rikers. Another happy episode. And I don't know. I guess we'll talk about little Kanye and Kyrie. I mean, we've all seen them. They've all been up in the news. Uh, Anti-Semitic stuff. I guess they said. I don't even know what they said. Trying to look it up right now, but I mean, I don't know. It just looks like, God forbid, you know, somebody says something bad about a certain religious people in this world, and especially when he's right. If Kanye West did say that, you know, the Jews own the media, I mean, he's not wrong. You know what I mean? It's like he's being honest. So why do you consider that hate or anti-Semitic? Like, why do you, if that's the truth, why does the truth like really bother you for him to say that? And people's like, Mike, oh no, there's plenty of people that are not Jewish that work in Hollywood, that work in the news, and blah blah blah. I'm like, listen, I'm sure there is, but if you go look on, especially the companies that drop Kanye West, just look up who's the owner of these companies. Oh, you'd be funny, like you find like, oh, a certain religion that they're in, and of course they're gonna fucking drop them. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I got to give it to, like, the Jewish community. They stick together. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, no matter what, if you say something bad about them, they fucking team up and they want to go at you. So what they're doing to Kanye West, even though, listen, I don't agree with Kanye West. I know he said some derogatory shit. I don't agree with that. I don't think anybody really does. But certain things did ring true, like the whole media thing. And like, listen, that's his viewpoint. You shouldn't, go after him if that's what he fucking believes. And it turns out to be fucking true. Like, look at people that have big ties in Hollywood. Like, look at the guy that made the Big Bang Theory and stuff, Jewish. Harvey Weinstein, big guy that was putting all these fucking, people, into Hollywood, into movies. It's like, yeah, yeah, suck my dick. And then give me a naked massage and you go right to Hollywood, honey. That's the way it was back in the day. Some women got on board. Actually, all women got on board back then because it was such a crazy time that they thought they would have to do that in order to just go to the top. Like, and now it's like coming out like, Jesus, what they went through was fucking horrible. But listen, those were the fucking days. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy that as that sounds. Those were the days, and it wasn't that long ago that it was like that. So they had to do shit to fucking this fucking creep to get promoted, and some did. That's the price they fucking had to pay. I mean, Harvey Weinstein, you look at him, disgusting. This real, I mean, hopefully the Jewish community denounced that motherfucker. What a piece of shit. But another one that he had the power to fucking put these people into Hollywood. So a lot of these news companies, they're owned by Jewish fucking people. And they put that if somebody attacks them, man, they load up and throw everything at them. So in a way, I kind of respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, it's almost like back in the day when you had like your community, like your block, you know what I mean? And everybody knew each other. And you had like you stuck together. Like I grew up like an Irish family, and I grew up in the fucking bars. My parents took me to like these fucking bars when I was like a little kid, which is crazy if I look back. But those were the days. It was crazy. I remember being at a bar, running around this fucking pool table. They're all fucking drinking in there, drinking, smoking. I'm like, I'm a fucking like fucking basically a top. I'm like fucking 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, whatever the hell I was, running around in there. And that's how it was. But the Irish, like the community, everybody that like knew each other, it was like they stuck together. If something happened in the neighborhood, if you were just like part of the neighborhood, but if you threw like garbage on the ground or decided to spray paint the side of a building, like you would hear it, you would get it from like all the parents, not just your parents. Like you would get it from like the neighborhood. Like if you did anything wrong, the neighbor would hear about it, and they'd fix that shit. If there was a fight, they'd fix it. They'd end it that day. We kept it. I remember just the neighborhood being like kind of cool like that. Everybody kind of knew each other, and it's almost like kind of like a family thing. And if outsiders came in and tried to destroy the place, whether it be like at the park breaking bottles, yeah, these motherfuckers weren't having it. So I give it to the Irish community back then that I grew up, because they kept the neighborhood like clean. They kept all the fucking garbage out. Now, like I look at it back now, I'm not gonna say exactly where the place is, but I was there not too recently, you know, in the old neighborhood checking it out, and it just turned to shit. Like there's so much garbage over there. People just litter. They don't care where they live. Like it's pretty fucking disgusting, man. I think we got to get back to more people like the Jews, like the Irish. Not even base it off of like nationality. Just base it off of just being like, this is your neighborhood. This is where you live. We should all stick together. There shouldn't be fucking like low income housing and shitty fucking hood neighborhoods. There shouldn't be anything like that. The neighborhoods, it should be nice. You should fucking keep it clean. Even if you're fucking broke and you don't got no money, you know, you don't have to fucking litter, piss in the elevator, and fucking write graffiti on the fucking buildings. You don't need to do any of that shit. Otherwise, every fucking neighborhood would just be like nice, clean. You wouldn't have to fucking worry about it. I think that's what's kind of lost too. Although I gotta admit, I was a little offended by the Jew race, especially the Hasidic Jews. All right, let me be specific. The Hasidic Jews. So one time I went to go play. We had a softball game one night, or I was just going there. I was going to like the batting cage, right? So the batting cage up where I was, they used to have like not just the batting cage. We used to have like all these fucking other like arcade games and shit in there, and sometimes they would rent out the joint to people to have for like an afternoon or a day or whatever. So I show up one day, it must have been on a Saturday or Sunday, and the Hasidic Jews had like a party in there. And the Hasidic Jews, they wear the funny hats, the curly little hair coming down the side. It's kind of hilarious. They wear the black suits. I mean, they can't even fucking play video games. They still got to wear the black suit, which is just fucking weird. But anyway, I show up, and this one Hasidic Jew kid, and he kind of like looked me up and down, and he's like, oh, excuse me. Right, being all like nice and shit. He's like, oh, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine, buddy. And he's like, are you Jewish? And I'm like, hell no. Nah, I didn't say that. I was just like, nah, I'm not Jewish. I'm just going in, I'm like, I'm just, I'm not Jewish. Like, I'm like, and I'm not, I thought he was trying to like convert me. And I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, I'm not interested, man. Like religion, like to me, religion, I didn't tell him this, but I was like, religion to me is like, I don't know, it's kind of silly. It's really silly. I'm not an atheist. I'm very spiritual. Like I believe you know, I believe in like a higher power. I had some fucking crazy experiences that happened to me. I'm not gonna get into. Well, I'll get into. No, I don't want to get into them. There's a kind of a lot of them, but one goes back when I was like a kid. I think one Super Bowl party. I was at my sister's house, and I was choking. I was choking on one of those fucking, those fucking like little hot dogs. What do they call them? Like the pigs in a blanket. So I threw one down, and apparently I didn't take a bite. I didn't chew. I just fucking was swallowing them whole. And one of the wieners, little fucking wieners, got stuck in my throat. You know what I'm saying?
That's what she
You know what I'm
said.
saying, girls out there? I'm sure it happened to you. So I had a little wiener stuck in my throat,
Look so sexual.
and I couldn't get it out. I was fucking choking, choking. I was looking at my fucking family. I'm like, I'm doing the choke sign, literally. And they thought I was doing like an act, like I'm a Knicks play or something. And I was like, I'm doing the choke sign. They're fucking laughing, they're giggling. I'm a little kid and shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm fucking joking, assholes. And I fucking ran into the kitchen thinking maybe if I splash water on my face, that'll make the hot dog go down my throat. But the second I got there, I felt like this whack on my back. And the hot dog came, it didn't go up, but I actually like was able to swallow it. Right. And I turned around to say thank you, and there was nobody there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was fucking there. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Like sometimes I just believe in like crazy shit. So anyway, I tell the kid, I tell the Hasidic Jew kid, I'm like, listen, I'm not interested in fucking changing religions, man. So I'm good where I'm at, right? I got a good headspace, and I continue to try to walk in the door. He's like, oh, well, you're not allowed in here. We rented out the place. So I'm like, I felt discriminated against. I'm like, all right, you little fucking wiener. I was like, I'm not allowed in there because I'm not Jewish. But if I was Jewish, I could go in there and hit softballs. Well, I wanted to, and they weren't these motherfuckers all running around in their black suits. I mean, you can't even put on like a pair of Adidas or something, and they're all running around in their black suits, and then not one of them is in the batting cage because fucking Hasidic Jews, they probably don't fucking play softball. So not one of them in the cage. The cage is not being used. So I'm like, dude, the dude that works there, I'm like, yo, man, can I just go hit a fucking couple balls? He said, nah, sorry, man. I can't allow anybody else in here. I'm like, nobody's in there. And he's like, and then he looked at the, like, I guess like the other kids or whatever around him. He's like, sorry, man, I can't. I'm like, you piece of shit. You discriminate, very discriminatory. I gotta say, just because I wasn't like part of their religion, they gotta like, they made me feel like real, like, I don't know, they kind of made me feel like dirty or some shit. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like normally I would want to just start smacking these motherfuckers up, like left and right. I was in shock. I was like, man, I feel bad. But I tell you, man, if now that more I think about it, I wish it just stayed there and just started smacking them, like up on the side of the head, trying to knock off their fucking hats, because it fucking pissed me off. So let me tell you something. They're not, you know what I mean? When people, I want people to stick together as groups, but you got to be inclusive with all religions, races, because I don't give a fuck what people believe in, think, you know what I mean? Like if you believe in like a funny god up in the sky, and that's cool. Like I'm with you, man. Whatever you believe in, that's cool. But like, I don't know, to make me feel that way, I was pretty fucking pissed off. So yeah, fuck you pieces of shits up there. Cynic motherfuckers. It's funny, man. I don't know how those little hats stay on their head. You ever notice that? Like it's like they just don't move. They're so little. I know they call them yarmulkes, but they're so fucking little. They're not even like the regular size hat. They're just like they're little spots that it's almost like they made them to put over your bald spot in the back of your head. Like if you had a bald spot, like you grab the yarmulke, you put it on there. But these things, they just never fucking come off. Like what do they put like Elmer's glue? Do they Elmer them up and then just fucking stick them on their head? Because that, I'm telling you, man, that shit just stays there. Like I think one day I try to like every Friday there these Hasidic Jews, they dress up in like like I said, those black suits, and they run around the neighborhood. I think they're trying to like I don't know, go door to door, convert people, but they have to. I always see them. They're all running around. So one day I followed them. It was like I think it was like it might have been like tropical fucking winds out there. And I'm like, how are these hats not blowing off these motherfuckers? There's like 40 of them running around my neighborhood. So I'm like, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the afternoon following them to see if one of these hats fucking fly off. And not one. I'm telling you, not one hat flew off their fucking heads. They went door to door, fucking it must have been 60 mile an hour winds. My fucking truck was just fucking blowing side to side. Like I've lost it was the wind was so bad. I lost like when you drive it, if you have a Jeep and you have the top down and it's fucking wind, I've lost like hats, like my fitted hats that were so fucking tight around my big head that they would just fucking fly off like on the parkway and they were gone, man. They fucking gone. Because you're not if you lose a hat driving and you lose it on the parkway, you're not getting that shit back. Even if you could be driving on the parkway like in 2 days from now, the hat will be there on the road, but you're not gonna stop your car and go retrieve your hat. Like it's gone. It's fucking done. So like you imagine like there's no way I'm turning around. There's no circumstance where I'm gonna lose something on my Jeep on the parkway. Even if I lost my phone, I wouldn't fucking maybe my phone. Yeah, I would probably risk death to retrieve my cell phone. That's how crazy we are. But I tell you, I could be on a date and have my girl in the front. If she fell out of my Jeep, like I'm like, all right, like see ya. Like I'll probably just have to get a new girlfriend. Like I'm not retrieving you. Like it's over. Like so that's it. But I don't know. Getting back to these fucking Jews, man. Their hats just don't fucking move. And it's a stupid looking hat. Like I hate to diss people's like I guess that's part of their religion. You gotta wear like a funny little hat. I hate to say I don't want to sound like hateful because I'm not that kind of guy. But I mean you gotta admit it's a fucking like it's a stupid looking hat. Like it's dumb. Get a full hat. It's like it looks like a sticker. It looks like a sticker that you just fucking stick right on your fucking head. I don't know. Very very fucking strange to me. But I know I was trying to get back to the Kanye and Kyrie. Kyrie Irving was another guy that said something bad about the Jewish community, and in during one of his recent games, of course, there was like 6, 7 Jews in the front seat at a basketball game. So when you say like there was 7 of them, they had T-shirts on that said something about we don't you know we don't believe in I don't know anti anti something. We don't believe in bigotry or some shit like that. But they wanted to make it a point to wear those shirts center court, front row. Those are not fucking cheap tickets. And they all wore the same shirt to go after him. So who fucking paid for those fucking people to sit front row in those fucking t-shirts? Okay? So if you don't think like the power and the money and the whole fucking media is run by the Jewish community, then I don't know what to tell you. Just look up all the places that left Kanye all his endorsements. Just look who owns these fucking places, okay? Like I said before, it's all that religion. But hey, listen, if that's what you believe in, I mean, so be it. So be it, man. I don't care. I make fun of all religions. I make fun of I grew up Catholic, believing that, this guy Jesus turned water into wine, walked on water. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believed all that stuff. That's how I was brought up. So I don't blame people for being brainwashed to what they believed in because they don't know nothing else. In a way, I kind of wish I grew up with a clean slate because that kind of shit is like forced on you. Like I remember like growing up, like taking religion class, like, oh my God, if I'm bad, God's gonna send me to hell. I'm like, I don't want to fucking go there. And I tell you what, it made me be a good little boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't a fucking asshole when I was fucking going to Catholic grade school and shit. But I tell you, maybe that it was a way to, control kids for being fucking stupid, you know? So I'm sure, like, You know how many times I was in like, God, what was the place growing up as getting baseball cards? Like, I want to say Dragon's Den. And this fucking place existed. It had all these fucking cards, all the because baseball cards, all these fucking cards, baseball, basketball, football, they're all huge back in the day. So I remember going there. You know how many times I just wanted to smash the glass and just fucking take all these cards out? But I was like, you know what? I would go to hell if I did it. So if I grew up not believing that, believing in like, all the religious shit, religious textbooks, I would be at Dragon's Den just smashing fucking windows and grabbing shit. So maybe religion does have its purpose. Maybe it controls us from being fucking dumb animals. Because we are like kind of like animals in a way, if you really think about it. We're just like an evolved species of animals. And I know they said that we came from apes, but before that we came from fish. I don't know evolution. I don't know how that shit happens, but apparently we're here because of that. So maybe that is a way for us to be controlled in a way. So I get it. But I think religion, no matter what you believe in, because dude, you know how many religions there are? There's so many different ones. So like what's me saying like, all right, Jewish religion, that looks stupid to me. You gotta do all this dumb shit. I don't believe in that religion. Then they're gonna be the same way. They're gonna be like, I don't believe in Catholic. I don't believe in Jesus. Like, we killed Jesus. I'm like, I know you did, Jews, you crazy bastards. So it's like we should be able to like at least joke around about all the silly aspects of religions and what we believe in. Because if you look deep at it, for no matter what religion you believe in, just look really hard. I know you have faith. I know you want to believe all that. It's a good thing, but just look deep into it and just think like it is kind of silly. You know, we shouldn't be so sensitive. We should be able to joke around about our different religions and the stupid shit we do about it. Why do people get so offended to it? Why do they believe so hard that they would be so nasty about it, so negative? Blows my mind. But anyway, let's take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back on the Mix It Up podcast. Right back. All right, we are back. I am back on the Mix It Up podcast. I am Mike. Um, yeah, just one more thing about the whole Kanye thing that I was talking about before. I was thinking about this. Ain't it funny? Like, Kanye's getting canceled. All these accounts are closing. His money's going away. So basically, like, do you guys remember like any of the banks closing for Jeffrey Epstein when he was in trouble? Right? I don't remember any situation like that. He had access to money. So it's like weird. It's almost like when a black man goes against the Democrats in a way, he needs to be canceled. It's almost like that question kind of pops in my head. But like I said, man, just he can't go against like certain people. Like I said, I don't agree with what the a lot of the nonsense he said. Like I didn't want to read it. I don't want to get back into it. But listen, if he has some strong points or he has talking points that he wants to talk about, you can't just start canceling people and censorship, no matter how dumb and stupid they are. It makes it because we can now make fun of Kanye. We can make fun of like your religion, race, all because of this. We don't need to censor fucking shit. If you start censoring people, then people just are gonna be quiet. They're gonna be well behaved, and they're just gonna be boring. If everybody gets in line like that, it's just not right. I'm so for freedom of speech, all that. You can say what you want. I get more pissed off about the people that are doing the cancel that want to cancel you. Those are the people that just like they really get under my skin, man. They're the people that, in high school you throw into lockers. If they're walking down locker, like, look at this Herb. You know what I mean? Like the tattletales, the people with the arm badge on, like the hallway monitors. If you're taking that job as a hallway monitor in high school, you're just a little pipsqueak. You know what I mean? You deserve to get tossed in lockers for being a snitch. Nobody likes a tattletale. Fucking in prison, like it's the worst thing you could be. Like if you go to Rikers, you cannot be a tattletale. Like they literally give you stitches for being the snitches. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the rhyme they came up with. So we don't like that around here. You know, certain things you should be able to snitch. Like if some dude you had beef with is fucking goes to your car, fucking fucks up your car, you got to be able to tattle. If the cops come, like you got to be able to tattletale on them. Like, yeah, this motherfucker just destroyed my car. Like, get him. You know what I mean? Because I want my money back. I want him to pay for it. You know, so there should be some leeway into the whole tattletale process. But yeah, it's like those people, like the hallway monitors, the fucking those kind of fucking people, they're the worst, man. And they're the ones that are writing these dumb Halloween articles and cancel culture, everything. And I can't even just blame like certain religious aspects for just canceling Kanye because I see it all over like social media, all people, different races, like even black people, like fuck Kanye and shit like that. It's crazy, fucking crazy. I mean, even Kanye said like, I think back in the day he said some crazy wild shit. He did say, remember like last year, a couple years ago, maybe even during the pandemic or before, he said that slavery was a choice. I'm like, dude, like, you know what I mean? You gotta keep your mouth shut, man, like on certain things. But I tell you what, they didn't go after and cancel him during then, did they? Right? He wasn't fucking canceled. He might have got shit for what he said, but he wasn't canceled. He still had his sneaker line, still had his clothes line. So what does that tell you? Where do you think the power and the money is in this country? You know what I'm saying? So when people say a certain group of people control the media, you might want to listen to it because I tell you, Kanye kept everything back then when he said that stupid line about slavery. Yeah, he was making more Yeezys. I think fucking even KKK members were like, "Yeah, I'm buying the new Yeezys." I love this fucking guy. Yeah, he made my he made my ancestors look good. So it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. So, but you got to draw those connections too. You got to be honest. You got to be real about it. It's not being racist or hateful or discriminatory against race, religion. It's just being truthful. You got to say, we got to get back to saying, the truth. It is what it is, you know, and that should say everything right there with Kanye being canceled or not canceled back then. You know, just think about that. Think long and hard. That's what she said. All right, let's see. Another topic. Let's see what we got here. Oh wow. So we'll take a little we'll go to switch to sports. So Dalvin Cook, he's a running back for the Minnesota Vikings, fucking star running back. So basically, like he scored a touchdown and he launched the ball into the stands. I think he might have punted it into the stands. It went deep. It went to like section 338 upper deck, crushed the ball. He's celebrating. He's fucking happy. So now Dalvin Cook has to take an online training course to save himself $1,500 in fines for launching the ball into the stands after the touchdown. So basically, he's probably taken this stupid online course that tells him, all right, you don't want to throw the ball into the stands because A, you could kill somebody. B, you could give somebody a black eye. C, footballs are expensive in the NFL, bro. We don't want to fucking give out all the footballs like they're fucking Major League Baseballs. D, all the above. So Dalvin Cook would have to hit D on this stupid course. He's probably paying one of his like, you know what I mean? One of the people that he works with, like even probably like the sneaker guy that he fucking gets the cleats from during football games. He'll take this test for me, save myself $1,500. But can you imagine how stupid that online course would be? You know how the driving courses are just fucking dumb? They still make you sit there, they make you do it online, even though it's the dumbest shit for these driving courses. Like, it's the most common sense questions, too. Like, it's like, do you reverse on a parkway to go pick up your fucking stupid hat you lost? Like, no, you don't fucking do that. You know, it's like it's the most common sense shit. You know, do you stop at a stop sign? Yeah, fucking stop. No, well, sometimes I roll through, but obviously you don't put. Yes, I roll through it like 5 miles an hour, make sure nobody's coming. Then I got it. You know, you don't want to fucking do and put any of that kind of shit on the test. You know, you fucking gotta play it cool. I tell you, some cycles, if you're going there and answering those fucking questions honestly, you know what I mean? You don't deserve a license. All right. You gotta be smarter than that. But this motherfucker gotta take this fucking test on why and how not to throw footballs in the stands, which is it's fucking hilarious, man. It's just another one of those things that a nerd or one of these cancel people probably came up with. We got to teach him. He shouldn't do that. He should be so happy where he tossed the ball to a fan in the stands. So we got to teach him a lesson. So some dickhead fucking came up with that fucking shit. But once again, that's where we are in the fucking in the world. And I think that might be it for the fucking show this week. Just like I was going through my topics. This is a very happy Halloween episode, so I'm sure you love this fucking episode. Yeah, so like, subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate all you listeners out there. Shout out to all the people around the globe that listen. United States, obviously, but United Kingdom, India, Australia, Bulgaria, Brazil, Denmark, Spain, Panama, Peru, and Taiwan. Shout out to you people listen out there. I see the numbers. That's just really, really amazes me that you listen. And listen, if you do want to be a guest on the show, we're keep listening to the commercials because that's how we make money first and foremost. But if you want to be a guest on the show, we'll get you some gear. Hopefully, with that money we take in, we get some more t-shirts, some more hats made up, and we'll go from there. So hopefully, guys, keep listening, man. That's all I can say. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
I fight right here. I fight alone. Travel the sphere. Don't seek the throne. I'll be right here. Find me. Right before you answer to find the battlefield. No, no, not again.